Skip leg day.
Yeah, sir, boy, top of the morning right now. Top of the morning, top of the morning. Hey, we got something real special for y'all today, man. This new brick, safe and warm. Y'all gotta get into it now, boy. Let's get to it, man. Safe and warm. I'm in your city, I can't stay too long. The streets is dead, the fuck we waiting on. When I'm with you, you make me feel at home. Safe and warm, safe and warm. I'm in your city, I can't stay too long. The streets is dead, the fuck we waiting on. When I'm with you, you make me feel at home. Safe and warm, and never, ever. She said nobody got it better. Like ever. Next time I'm bringing my umbrella. Ella. Let's make a movie, someone seeing it. No one seeing it, you wanna be in it. Shake that thing, you get paid for it. Cause we all running up against the clock. You love me when I'm here, forget me when I'm not. When we look in the mirror and we see what we want, I think you what I want, I know I'm what I want. And I like to explore, sometimes I get lost, and then you keep me safe and warm. I'm in your city, I can't stay too long. The streets is dead, the fuck we waiting on. When I'm with you, you make me feel at home. Safe and warm.
Hey. This is my shit right now. What's happening? Welcome to Keep It 1,000 podcast. My name is Juju. Great. That was the homie break. That was safe and warm, but that just happened to be by the homie. So I let that rock out like that. Remove the fact that that happens to be the homie. That's just somebody that happens to be the homie. But the song rocks. Like I fuck with it. And shout out to my nigga for that one. Finna drink my cheap ass tequila, tell the people who you are, and let's get it cracking, man.
Y'all niggas know who it is. It's Monday night, 8:30 something. By now, y'all know the voice.
That shit nasty.
It's the voice of the people, the voice of the ignorant. It's your boy.
What people? The short people?
Just the people.
The ignorant people?
Everybody. Everybody.
But nah, what you think? You fuck with Brick New shit?
Yeah, it's a vibe.
Yeah, he actually he has an EP that he's working on, man. And if y'all know who Brick is, you just have to check him out. So Brick is from LA, so I guess that does fall into the mode of me always playing LA shit. My bad. But he's actually been on the show with us here before too. But me and him, we got acquainted just through surfing. Like he's a few years younger than us. But that's just a part of my surf crew. Like that's one of the homies. But he actually was a producer. Like he's a platinum producer, and he also makes music as well. So yeah, that's I guess the first single off his upcoming EP. And I was just with him over the weekend. I want you to tell me about your weekend too, but mine was kind of lit. I ended up going snowboarding. I went
it's about time.
Yeah. So I woke up that morning. Me and Shorts were supposed to get together on Saturday and go paddleboarding. This nigga promised me he was gonna come paddleboarding with me finally. So I wake up early in the morning calling Shorts trying to keep our fucking appointment, and this nigga get dumb flaky. Like don't answer the phone, no nothing. So I called the homies like, hey, we surfing today, like just where y'all at. That's usually what we do on the weekend, just get together and pick a spot. These niggas like, man, we in Huntington Beach right now. Like, but ain't nobody surfing though. Like, it's too windy and shit. Red Bull got some event going on out here. But shit, all the black people ain't even surfing. We chilling. So I was like, fuck it, I'm finna pull up. They said, well, we finna go to Big Bear. Like, they doing the event to Big Bear. We gonna throw you on the list. I said, go to Big Bear for what? They said, shit, it's the switchboard event. So apparently Red Bull has this event where it's just one of the perks of being a Californian. California is one of the few places where you can actually go surfing and go snowboarding in the same day. So they have an event called Switchboard where you start the day off surfing and you end the day off up in the mountains snowboarding. And they sponsored the Ebony Beach Club. And sent us on the free snowboarding trip to Big Bear.
What's Ebony Beach Club? Because that sounds like a porn category.
Nah, the Ebony Beach Club, man. That's the gang. That's actually the name of Bricks Surf Collective.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so you remember? Oh, you didn't make it to the beach party, huh? You came late.
What beach party?
You don't remember we did? He DJ'd the beach party last year at Doc Waller.
Nah, I didn't go. I didn't make that.
Oh yeah, you came at the end. I remember you did pull up, but you definitely came at the end. But yeah, so that was the Ebony Beach Club. Okay. It's just a collective of all things black and all things beach. And it's just us just bringing our culture to this shit. Like surfing is one of those things where like the sport of surfing has just historically been just this white beach guy thing that we were just kind of excluded from and just never really partook in. And now that there's so many black surfers and we have like these different surf groups and just these collectives of surfers of all ages, it's one of those things where I know I have the feeling, I know a lot of my peers have the same feeling where it's like we're not necessarily trying to be allowed into these spaces. We gonna be here whether y'all want us or not. And just like in anything else black people come into, we bring our flavor into it, just naturally doing our thing. Like that's just how it is. Like there's certain things that you see black surfers doing in the water that you never seen surfers doing like in the history of history. Like people laugh with me because I wear my jewelry in the water. Like I wear my jewelry everywhere else I go. So of course when I go surfing, naturally I leave my jewelry on too. And it gets so much attention and so many comments and shit. And like, the black people love it. I guess everybody like it, but I've gotten like little side comments and shit like that. People tell me I'm gonna attract sharks in the water and just little weird shit. Like,
so, I mean, I can see that because the shininess of it.
Nah, that's bullshit.
I'm just saying,
it's little things that I do. I wear neck jewelry. I'm not in the water. I don't wear rings in the water. I don't wear bracelets in the water. Like, so it's nothing in the water that's reflecting. That's like, hey, come over here. So I could see it, but nah, it's a side comment.
I mean, I guess like it's not the norm, so I can see why there's.
But nah, it's so many. I just use that as an example, but it's so many different things like that we just do to just bring us to the water, and it's not like intentional or by design, but it's just us being us, partaking in this sport, and we're black people, so we do black things in the midst of this.
So that was part of your weekend going.
Yeah, that was part of my weekend. That was Saturday. So I did the Red Bull Switchboard event. Shout out to Red Bull. Red Bull Surfing. Yeah, that was Saturday.
Okay, I know. That was Friday, bro.
So yeah, shout out to Red Bull Surfing and Red Bull Snowing. Like that shit was dope.
That's crazy. I was at it's a lot of red shit that happened this week. Cause I was out Friday.
There's a whole lot of red shit going on.
Red shit. I was at the Red Room on Friday. It's a bar down the street from my house, and I'm one of the most
sought after short niggas in all of SoCal.
No, not even besides that. Like, I'm like one of the most friendliest people around to drink with when I ain't tripping on niggas and other shit like that. So I'm at this bar with my one of my best friends, and then she takes off. Like we already had one like bar hopping and shit, but we ended up at the Red Room. So I don't know how it just happened, but I met this nigga, started chopping it up with him. Then I just ended up at a like an after hours house party with a gang of white people and shit.
White people, hold on, pause right there. So, white people have after hours and white people have house parties. And I mean, like, I know they do like frat parties and shit like that, but I'm talking about like a real life house party where like niggas is up in there stomping and shit. Like, or they was playing beer pong.
It was white people. They was playing beer pong. We had fucking white claws, tequila.
So what's all right? Break this down because I've never been to a white house party. I've only been to family functions. Shout out to Storm DeBarge. But break down a white house party versus a black house party. What's the difference? Like black house party, we up in there stomping and all the bitches twerking.
So where the place was at, it was upstairs from the Red Room. So it's kind of like you got to know somebody to get up there. Like so I just chopped.
So it was a house party on top of the bar. Was it like somebody's loft apartment?
Something like that. like something like that. I'm saying like I was so fucked up. I don't
This
even,
nigga got the exclusive entry.
so I was in that motherfucker. I'm chopping up the nigga. He like, yeah, I know everybody up there. I'm like, and me being a nigga, like I was telling bro too, like, look, I just met you. I'm not about to go upstairs to nobody apartments. Or like I call them apartments because they look like apartments. Like, but nigga, I'm not about to go up in nobody building that I don't know because shit, niggas in the hood, you
That's
ain't
the
going
setup, nigga.
exactly. You're not going into nobody apartments. So bro was like, nah, you good, you good, you good. So me and my the black side of me was like, okay, bro, I'm gonna go up there.
That
If
nigga
anything go
short said,
wrong,
don't do it.
I said I'm gonna go up there, and if anything goes wrong, I'm killing everybody in this motherfucker.
How you was gonna do it?
Look, I told him I had to burn it on me and all that.
That nigga said, oh, you told him you was killing everybody
I'm
up in
killing
there.
everybody in this motherfucker. If something happened. And he was just like, nah, bro, you good. Survive up there, survive. So I get up
All
there.
right, so for the record and for no snitching on the podcast, there was definitely no gun on you.
Not at all. No guns at all.
It was a complete bluff. You
It was
throwing
a
your poker face.
bluff and everybody.
My nigga, all right,
And I think
continue.
it's white people too, so they like.
He's black. He has a gun.
He definitely has a gun. I had my little keys and my little poker on me, but that's it. So I get up there, and sure enough, it's a gang of white people, probably like 4 black people, like 7 Asian people.
Oh, it was a Long Beach party.
Yeah, it was long. So, but it was like the owner of the shit. I'm guessing the person's white. I never actually. Well, I probably did meet the person, but by this time, everybody in there is fucked up. So then from there, this goes and like it just gets fun. Like,
So what happened?
shit, I was being me. Like
A whole lot of.
whole lot of niggas was going up in that motherfucker, drinking, smoking. Somehow we started watching Peacemaker. Like that shit is in the background playing.
So y'all watch movies at white people party? White people, y'all watch movies at y'all party?
Well, it was playing in the background. Nobody was necessarily watching it.
Well, nah, cause like niggas don't even know. Like, it's some black parties you go to, and they don't even got food there. Like,
oh no, there was definitely no food there. It's one of those like
it ain't nothing but alcohol in
none
this
but
bitch.
alcohol in that
We got alcohol, coke, and hookers. That sounds like a white
exactly
party.
what it was in there.
Alcohol, coke, and hookers.
At one point, I had gave this nigga my key to go do some like take key shots. I'm like, here you go. Like he like, bro, I'm like, here you go, man. You supposed to stay.
Yeah, see, nah, black parties got like a whole lot of dancing, food, and like maybe gunshots at the end.
Man, that's what I'm saying. I was surprised. It wasn't no gun, like it wasn't no gunshot. When nobody was tripping. Like the only person that was possibly could have been in there tripping was me. I kept telling people, I'm like, look, I don't know anybody in here, so if you see me hit somebody, you better follow suit. Like I'm trying to lace people. I'm just meeting this shit. They just like, nah, we know everybody. Everybody know in here. Like everybody knows. Somebody.
You ain't too old to start be going to uninvited parties.
I mean, it was literally down the street from my house.
I guess you was invited, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I took a chance. It was like,
so that was Saturday. That was the day you flaked on me.
No, that was Friday. Saturday, I didn't get in the house until like 6. So Saturday, I went to sleep.
Oh, so Saturday was the day you flaked on me.
Saturday, I was dead.
Like, so you came in at 6 a.m. knowing you were supposed to be getting up to go paddleboarding with me at 7.
It be like that sometimes.
This nigga ain't shit. This nigga Shorts OG flaked on me, man. So that was my Saturday. And then Sunday comes around, and the nigga actually kept his word. I called him on, that was Saturday night. I called you when I was on my way back from Big Bear, huh?
Probably something like that.
Yeah, so I think I called, oh no, in fact, he called me. That's what it was. He called me when I was up in the mountains and shit. And at that point, I'm like, you bitch ass nigga, you missed out. But nigga, we gonna go paddleboarding tomorrow. You better not fake on me. You already gave me a word.
I got school tomorrow. I ain't going fucking around.
No, I'm talking about Saturday.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the next day we wake up. I finally got this nigga Shorts OG in the water, man. If you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, you should be. But if you follow me on Instagram, you saw my story. I posted some videos today. That was actually from 24 hours ago because I never actually tell you niggas where I'm at while I'm there. Like, side note, y'all see some shit on Instagram. That shit might be from a day or two ago. Y'all never know where the fuck I'm at. But yeah, this nigga Shorts OG finally came out and got in the water with me, man, and went paddleboarding. So how was your experience? I'm curious.
I mean, it was fun. I told you, paddleboarding was like the spot we went to. I already told you I'd be up there all the time. I just don't never take advantage of it and actually go do this shit. I'll be up there with my son chilling. But now it's like,
yeah, I've been there before, but I've always go to like the opposite side of the bay. So I didn't recognize that the shit was literally down the street from your house. Like we just keep driving down the street and then we get there.
I be trying to tell you. That's what I'm saying. I see this shit happen all the time, and every time I'm up there, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Sunday, I think I just finally did it, and I'm just like, okay.
So, you think you can get with this aquatic lifestyle? I literally been trying to I've been surfing since 2018, so 4 years.
Nigga, I've been about this
And
aquatic
since
lifestyle.
since day one, I've been trying to get you to come out though.
I mean, like I said, I
You
already
ain't
told you.
you wouldn't come surf with me.
I told you I'm not. I wouldn't surf with you just because that's your thing. I ain't gonna be better than you at
You
that.
turned down the fade at swimming when I tried to challenge you to the swim off.
Nigga, I'm better swimmer than you.
Clearly, you didn't want the fade though.
Nigga, I don't need it. I'm a legend. I'm David Phelps. I'm a legend in the game. I don't race niggas.
You don't even got no medals.
The fuck?
Like
David Phelps.
I got medals
The
out
Black
here,
Olympian.
Nigga. The Black Olympian. The Black Olympian that never was.
The Black Olympian.
That's what we gonna name this episode because I really want to memorialize you. Is that
the street? No, the streets know.
Because while we talking about this aquatic shit, I know I've said it before, but I gotta mention this. So 2 things. Don't get too high on yourself. Shorts is actually the nigga that taught me how to swim.
Come on now.
So
I've been playing fucking. I was playing water polo, not water. What's it called? Water polo.
Where you gotta stand in the water, like you
can't
touch the bottom. That's water polo.
I've been the Black Olympian from the East Side for a long time. Niggas just don't know. They don't know the moves I make.
Nah, see, you like what you are is you like that nigga that was just a super baller at the hood park, right? But he never made it to the league.
Not even that. I'm the Black Olympian. I do the shit that niggas want to go do.
But yeah, nah. So, fun fact, real thousandaires know
parasailing and all that shit.
Nigga said parasailing.
Come on, now I don't been parasailing.
This nigga taught me how to swim, right?
I do that type of water shit.
And I was thinking about it today. I was actually talking to somebody about it. So, you taught me how to swim when I was 16, but my father actually tried, my dad tried to teach me how to swim when I was a kid, and my cousins would try to teach me. My dad was a horrible fucking teacher when it came to teaching me how to swim. This nigga used to get me and just throw me in the fucking pool in 5 feet deep and just be like, paddle. You need to just lay flat and calm down. Don't panic. You keep sinking because you panicking. No, nigga, I'm sinking because you just threw my little ass in the fucking middle of this big ass fucking pool and expected me to swim. That's not the way this shit works. You should be in here actually fucking teaching me. So, all of those years, and the reason I thought about that today, because I was like, damn, my dad fucked around and traumatized me or something, because I probably never would have learned how to swim if it wasn't for your bitch ass trying to teach me how to swim, actually going through the motions of this is how you do it.
I'm a good teacher.
And then when you got frustrated, kicking my ass in the 9 fucking feet and making me fucking swim. But by then, at least I had the fundamentals.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm a really good teacher when it comes to shit like that I'm interested in. So it's like water. Like you're not even the first thing I taught to swim. So it's like it takes a level of patience, but at the same time, when I want to go to these hood parks and I'm not trying to be up there by myself getting pressed and jumped by niggas and all kind of shit.
I need a nigga that know how to swim with me.
I need somebody to be up there be like, yeah, okay, I know how to swim, so I don't have no problem going up there. But now,
you got some so you taught me how to swim, so you had extra backup when you went to the pool.
Basically, nigga, I can't be going up to these parks by myself. I mean, even though I
did, because think about that. That's real. If I would have been over there and but look, East Side niggas didn't know how to swim like that. Them niggas, except for the tall niggas, them niggas used to be over there in 4 feet and shit with the bitches that didn't want to get their hair wet.
I'm not over there. Like you see me.
That's probably why we never got into no real conflicts at the pool, but that's probably why, because we knew how to swim.
I mean,
we was over there where the niggas that could swim was.
I know, and plus I was going off that diving board. I was fucking it up off that diving board.
Oh yeah, they used to give niggas cool points when you could do crazy dives and shit or everything.
Front flips, 1.5, back flips.
Nah, you know who was the coldest diver?
That nigga Ray Key.
That was the real East Side Olympian.
No, see, he got me on the game. He taught me how to do the gainer off the diving board.
That was the real East Side Olympian.
But no.
Nah, you know what? I ain't gonna play with you like that because he couldn't swim faster than you.
I'm saying, nigga, I used to do this water shit. I'm trying. That's the one thing where I always knew I couldn't let that stereotype be me. It's like, nigga, I can't, like, there's so much you can do with water, and there's like water covers 70% of the world. Why would you not learn how to swim?
And see, exactly. That's why I was having a conversation today, because I was talking with somebody that doesn't know how to swim. And I'm like, you've never even, like, did anybody ever even attempt to teach you how to swim? Or like, have you ever even kind of had it? Because I was saying, like, I didn't learn how to swim till I was 16, but I had people at least try to teach me how to swim, and I just couldn't catch on to it because they was horrible fucking teachers. And they're like, nah, I never. So I'm like, you don't want to at least learn how to swim? Like that shit is a life skill, nigga. Like swimming is like driving a car.
Exactly.
Like if you know how to drive a car, you should know how to swim because there's the same thing.
Basically.
And then
and one can argue that learning how to swim is a little bit more important than
driving a
fucking
car.
Cause nigga, you can fall like nigga, the world could flood. Like nigga, God did it once.
And this is what I say. Not even on the like conspiracy shit or like the world could end shit.
No, you
just
need to
being
know.
realistic. We live in Los Angeles. So even if let's say you live on the east side, let's say you live in Compton, South Central, let's say you live in motherfucking Carson, like inner city, right? If we had a big ass fucking major tsunami, more than likely, depending on how extreme it is, we'd probably be protected. Like we probably far enough inland to where white people land would catch the bulk of the bullshit. Like Santa Monica's gonna be out of here, Malibu's gonna be gone, all the beach cities gonna be gone, and you know, depending on how crazy it is and you know how forceful it is, you never know the power of the ocean. That shit might even hit like Inglewood or something. I highly doubt a tsunami is gonna make it to the east side. But in the event that it did, you
thought gentrification was a problem.
You thought gentrification was motherfucking real.
Wait till that water come.
Man, let that motherfucking water flood the east side, nigga. All you niggas over there that don't know how to swim, y'all gonna have it bad. Y'all out of here. Y'all out of here. I'm gonna be a survivor. I'm gonna be out there on my surfboard.
Surfboard, I'm in that motherfucker backstroking myself to safety.
Man, fuck that. I'm gonna be on my surfboard.
You know how to backstroke?
I know how to backstroke, but I'm gonna be on my Why work harder when you can work smarter, my nigga? It's a tsunami.
I just like to do shit in style.
Nah, fuck style. I'm gonna be riding down Central, nigga, on a surfboard. They're gonna be on a paddle board. They're gonna be like, what the fuck? They're gonna be like, Juju, come save me. I'm gonna be like, swim to me.
Nigga, I'm David.
If you can swim to me, you can get on.
I am David Phelps in this bitch.
But nah, swimming is a life skill, man. And black people.
I was saying like I like this is part of the reason why I don't trip off of like people not knowing how to swim or like people actually know how to swim because I'm the only person who know how to swim in my immediate family. Nobody in my immediate family taught me how to swim. I tell this story all the time. The first time I learned how to swim, nigga, I snuck up to when I was living at the Aliso Village Project down off First Street. I snuck to the park when I wasn't supposed to be up there. Jumped my ass in the motherfucking. And mind you, I'm short now. I was shorter back then. I probably was like 3'9". Jumped my ass at 5 feet and was drowning. I said, "Fuck." If you know this at the pool. The only way you survive is you go all the way down to the bottom of the pool and you jump the fuck up. So nigga, mind you, I'm almost like a whole other foot full of water. So I have to go a long way to get to breathe some air. Nigga, I was in that motherfucking 5 foot water, drowning, about to die. I swear to God, if it wasn't for these Mexican bitches that was just frolicking in 5 foot, I grabbed one of them bitches by the shoulder, pushed her all the way down. Grabbed her breath air. I was like, grab the next Mexican bitch, pushed her down, and then made it to the other side. And I said, after that, nigga, I said, okay, I almost died, so I get it. I know how to maneuver my body in the water to float. And to like, I know not to panic and know how to move your body in the water.
It's weird. That sink or swim shit, I think that's what we're going to discuss tonight as our umbrella. Just the topic of sinking or swimming. But that sink or swim shit, it's a crazy thing if you think about it. Because like even me, I never, mind you, my dad tried to teach me as a kid. I had cousins that tried to teach me as a kid. My cousin Mila, Shay's older sister, she I fuck with her for this. Shout out to my cousin Mila. I love you for this. Because when I was little, she used to take me to the pool with her, knowing goddamn well I couldn't swim, but she would never tell me no.
Yeah.
And we would get into the pool. I'd be playing in 3 feet. She know how to swim. She's probably one of the only people, like one of the only ones of my cousins that can swim, right? And her ass used to be one to go play in 5 feet and all of that shit. She used to get me, put my little ass on her back and swim me across with her so that I could like play in the deep end with her. So shout out to her for that. And she would try to teach me how to swim, but I still never fucking got it. She was a way better teacher than my father, but I could just never catch on to it because I was so afraid to drown. Yo ass, same thing. I think you were trying to teach me and I was getting the fundamentals because I was, at that point, I remember I was like moving through the water, but I just couldn't get it right. It was something about that moment when you pushed me in the water, and I remember that shit like it was yesterday. I never forget it. I remember you pushed me in the water, and I like fall into the water, and I recognize like this bitch ass nigga just pushed me in. I'm trying to I'm scrambling, trying to get to the top, but it was like when you pushed me in, and I was in 9 feet.
No, you either gonna die or
yeah, I was in 9 feet of water.
My bad.
And you push me in, and I just look up and I see all of this water over me. And as I'm scraping and scrambling, instead of me going up, I just feel myself sinking to the bottom. I'm like, what the fuck? And I remember sinking, and I look up and I see all this water on the top of me, but I felt my feet hit the ground, and it was the weirdest shit. Like I felt my feet hit the ground, and in that moment, like I stopped for a second, and it was like everything you had been trying to tell me, and everything my dad had told me, and everything my cousin, all of that shit kicked in all at once. It was like just, it's like one of those movies when all of it, like your whole shit just flashed. Like not my whole life flashed before my eyes, but just everything you was told, that shit just all just runs through in like a split second.
Yeah, the body understood the assignment. It was like, okay, I need to move my arms like this, kick my legs like this, and then like not I'm making myself heavy in the water, and then your body like that's what where a lot of people. Excuse me.
Yeah, but
that's where a lot of people that's why a lot of people sink when they try to swim when they're first starting off. Like they're putting so much. They're not like literally the water you're in is heavier than you.
So you weigh yourself down by
panicking and forcing all your energy and all your weight toward going down instead of going the opposite way.
Yeah, but I remember I hit that floor and I had all them thoughts, and then I just remember kicking off the bottom. Like I actually kicked off the bottom, and instead of me like flailing and all of this shit, I just remember just kind of like fluidly stroking, like.
No, that's
and I got, and it's just like this. I'm doing my body just like
that's
this.
That's exactly what you gotta do.
And I remember coming to the top of the water, and I came out of the water, and I'm like, oh, get the fucking breath and shit. And I think I screamed something at you too, like you bitch ass nigga or something.
Probably.
And then I remember laying on my stomach and then like just doing like this. And next thing I know, I'm at the corner, like, and I grabbed that fucking concrete for dear life and pushed my ass out the water. And I told the lifeguard, I'm like, you wasn't gonna jump. That was the first thing I said. I said, you wasn't gonna jump in and save me.
Them niggas don't give a fuck.
I said you wasn't gonna save me. She said you didn't look like you was drowning.
And then that's probably like a little bit more added pressure. Like not I wouldn't say pressure, but motivation to live. One, you at an east side pool, so you definitely don't want to drown at an east side pool. You don't want to be the nigga that drown at an east side pool.
And mind you, nigga, I was talking to a lifeguard. I had a crush on that lifeguard. Like I wanted her. Her old ass wasn't finna give me no play, but I sure was trying.
I mean, shit, it worked.
So I wasn't finna drown in front of her ass. I'm like, that's like getting beat up in front of your girlfriend. Nigga, I ain't finna drown in front of this lifeguard I'm trying to bag. Fuck, I look like.
Nigga, I'm telling you, like I said, you're not even the first nigga that I kind of like gave those pointers to. It's been a grip of niggas, and I can say there's only like 2 niggas that I actually helped out learn how to swim, grasp the concept. You and that nigga Fat Boy. Fat Boy, just fat people float. Like,
yeah, he shouldn't have had a hard time.
No, and like
he'll probably have a hard time surfing. But
yeah, but float. Like I'm saying, if I saw that nigga, I'm like, look, you fat, you should be able to float. And once you learn how to, I'm dead ass. Like, nigga,
you fat, you supposed to know how to float.
Like nigga, that's the one thing. Like nigga, this. That's what I'm saying. Like most people, when they start panicking, getting in that water, they start making themselves heavy, and then that's why they sink. Because in all honesty, the water is gonna carry you. Like if you know how to lighten yourself up, the water will carry you. And
that's what I try to tell people about ocean water. Like when they tell me that they're afraid to swim in open water, I'm like, dude, you would drown in a pool before you drown in the ocean. You got 2 things in the ocean that's working to your advantage. The first thing is the tide itself.
It's gonna push you.
It's naturally pushing you towards the shore, and until you're past a certain point, like until you get past that wave line where the surfers are surfing at, the tide is naturally pushing you forward. Like it's naturally pushing you into the shore. So even if you're trying to get out into the open water, it's doing everything it can do to push you the fuck back to shore.
Like you literally have to want to go.
Like you have to work to get out there into the open water, because that shit is pushing you with all might. So that's number one. And then the second thing is you're swimming in salt water. Salt water creates buoyancy. That means buoyancy means how much you float.
You're going to go.
So I'm not saying that you won't sink, but the more salty the water is, the more buoyancy the water
No,
is.
you're gonna
Things float easier in salt water than they do in fresh or chlorinated water. So if you're sitting in a pool and you just try to lay flat, unless you know how to remain completely calm, you have a good back pedal, and you have the combination of all of these things, you're a decent swimmer. You're gonna sink. You could sit up in the ocean water, and as long as it's not a crazy current or anything like that, and you can remain relatively calm, you'll float easier. Like you stay above water easier than salt water. So I'm not gonna say that it's harder to drown in the ocean, but it's harder to put yourself in a position to drown in
no.
the ocean
Most people, like I said, most people drown
in pools.
because they panic.
Statistically,
No, I'm just saying, like it's the level of panic that takes over them, and their body is working against them. Their body is not working up toward going toward the surface to float. They're pushing all their in like inertia downwards, where they're going down instead of the opposite fucking direction. Like if you start when you start panicking, you flailing this shit. Like you're throwing
it's
your
like you doing what I was doing when Shorts pushed me in the water.
you're
Like
throwing off your balance and all that shit, and like you're essentially making yourself heavier, where you're not pushing all your fucking energy and weight in the correct direction.
so let's talk about this because I want to move away from swimming. I do want to say this though. My peoples. This is coming from East Side Jew, the East Side South Central Surfer. I need y'all to learn how to swim. I'm not telling y'all to come learn how to surf. I'm not saying you got to be a paddle boarder. I'm not even saying you got to go hit these grimy ass pool parks. But some way, somehow, I need y'all to learn how to swim because that shit is a necessary life skill. That shit is like driving a car. That shit is like reading and writing. Swimming is like reading and writing. And it opens up an entire new world to you, and it gives you a necessary skill to survive in the event that you ever need it. So my people, I need y'all to learn how to swim.
Cause I didn't teach you how to cook fish. I taught you how to fish. What I gotta do? You gotta teach a motherfucker how to fish.
Shut the fuck up. But nah, I do want to. I want to touch on just that concept because I think that that's a good metaphor for life. Like you know, in anything you sometimes it's you gonna sink or you gonna swim. Like you can get pushed into this water and you're gonna hit the bottom, and it's what you do after you hit that bottom.
I mean, the whole sink or swim mentality. It's not.
I think it's a metaphor. Like,
I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad thing. 'Cause a lot of people are like, oh, sink or swim. Like it's a wrap if you don't get it. Like, no, it's a necessary trial that you have to put yourself through in order to advance in your own personal life. Like, fuck everything else. Like, you have
it's
to
get rich or die trying. Those are
I mean, I wouldn't take it to that because like you can live without being rich.
I mean, but get rich or die trying is the same mentality as sink or swim. Like,
nah, I think sink or swim is a little bit more. I would say it's a little bit more dire because this is probably something that's gonna push you to be a better person.
Let's look at the Webster's white people definition.
Go ahead. Why?
So, sink or swim is an idiom. The definition of sink or swim used to refer to a situation in which someone either must succeed by his or her own efforts or fail completely. They left me to sink or swim on my own. And this job is sink or swim.
And that's facts. And like I said, because with sink or swim, in my opinion, you're gonna come out a better person either way it go. If you sink, you got to learn how to bounce back from failure. If you swim, you got to learn how to deal with success. Because a lot of people I see, like a lot of people get a little bit of success and don't know how to deal with that. But I see in my end, at least in my own personal experiences, I see a lot more people failing because they got a little bit of success and didn't know how to handle it. They didn't know how to humble themselves. They didn't know how to work harder to the next step. They didn't set another goal.
That shit is fucking scary, man.
And
I've been there, like, and that's from experience. Like, that shit is scary because it's almost like your success is your failure.
In a way.
Like, well, I can't say that your success is your failure, but you basking in success and your success becomes your failure. Or leads to your failure. And that shit, like,
It's worse.
It's
No, it's worse than
it's worse than felon.
it's worse than
It's
failing.
worse than felon because you understand the feeling of success. And like, it's one thing to want something and to not have it. It's one thing to have something and then to watch
Lose
it
it.
slip away.
Exactly. If you ain't never had shit, then you're just like, okay, whatever.
You
know.
want it, or you want the idea of it.
Oh no,
But if you actually attain it,
a lot of people go into a situation thinking I'm gonna fail anyway. If you go into the situation like, okay, I'm gonna make it, but then you actually make it, and then you get to the level where you're like, damn, nigga, I made it, and then fall the fuck off.
that's tricky too, because I don't, and I guess this is a positive and a negative. I never go into a situation feeling like I'm a fail at it, right? But and I said this, and I want to say I'm on record on the podcast for saying this. I also don't do shit that I like. If I know I am not good at this shit, and not in the sense that like I can't do this, I will attempt to do anything. Like I'll attempt to do anything. I'll give everything a fair effort, and I understand with practice and time input and will and capability, I can do any fucking thing that I put my mind to. So I'm not saying from a place of can't, but things that I am truly not naturally good at, because I have so many things that I'm one of those people. I'm a natural.
See,
So because I have so much I'm naturally good at, if I'm not good at it, I just don't fucking do it.
see, I'm the complete opposite. 'Cause I operate under the assumptions I will fail, but it's not from a place where I don't have the skills. Cause
No, I expect to succeed at everything.
I can keep it a buck. My biggest, and it's always been my biggest problem. My biggest problem is succeeding. I always been scared of making it.
So yeah, see, I expect to succeed at everything I fucking do.
I could, and
Like,
this
and I have that expectation.
This is what fucks me up. My expectation is to fail. So it's like you temper your expectations. So you, in my estimate, you don't get disappointed. So when some shit don't go my way, I'm good with it. Because mostly people are like, oh, it's me. This shit ain't turn my way. I mean, I'm okay. It didn't work out, but I can bounce back from that. Like I said, my problem is success. I can't deal with a high level of success. I wouldn't know what to do with.
What do you see a high level of success as though? Like,
no, I'm like this. For instance, let's take this podcast shit. If this motherfucker were to blow up tomorrow,
and we like Joe Rogan level,
I wouldn't know what to do with that.
I'll just and see with me. I get where you're going with that, because with me, if tomorrow we woke up and this shit was like Joe Rogan level, right? My thing would be, how do I would definitely bask in the shit. So we probably gonna go do some super cool shit. Like I'm gonna do something to high sign. Like I'm gonna definitely get my high sign on one time. And at that point, it's just gonna be, how do I compound this shit? How do I keep growing it? How do I I keep going up? Because I'm like, I can't fail at this point. I didn't make it.
No, see, I might not even want to do this shit no more if I make it. Like this would be just to keep it 1,000. It's like, if I know I made it, then there's no point in me doing it anymore.
Because you like, I can't fail.
No, it's not even that. It's like, okay, I did it. What's next? Let me wash my hands of this and just go jump into something else.
So your thing is milestones accomplished, end of the race. My thing is, how do I constantly make this shit, like I said, compound? How do I constantly make this shit get bigger and bigger and bigger?
I mean, I guess a big part of it is like the end all be all, like the goal. Like I said, my goal is to be successful. So once I hit a level of success, I'm like, damn.
But again, I ask, what is successful?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, successful, it got to be, at least with this shit, once I can.
Let's take podcast out of it. I'm just talking in general.
Well, in general, success is once you complete your goal. Like, whatever goal you set. Like I said, my goal for this shit is, nigga, make this a residual income I ain't got to worry about. Like, once I see my bank account hit, like, boom, okay, I got paid for that.
And see, that's one of those things where they say, like, success is relative too. Because for me, I measure, and I feel bad for this because I think I take everything. Somebody told me I'm low key one of those people that only care about money, and it's not a false statement, but it's not completely true. But for me, everything is measured in dollars. Success is like the money made shows how successful something is.
I mean, I not to me, like, and this is why I don't have a problem doing a lot of shit in life, like a lot of different shit in life. My level of success is okay. For instance, let's just take the swimming shit. I needed to know how to swim in 9 feet. I needed to be able to survive in deep level, like deep depths of water. So once I got 9 feet, once I got the ocean, I was done. Like the fuck, I'm cool. I don't need to go to 80 feet. Like I hit my 9, 10 feet. Like nigga, unless I like go, I don't see myself like.
But see,
besides
for
snorkeling,
me,
like now I kind of upgraded that level of thinking
and
to like
that's what I was
snorkeling.
just gonna say.
Like
So like
diving and snorkeling, like it's another. I set another goal, so it's like okay, my original 9, 10, 12 feet, whatever. That ain't like I'm I'm reaching further than that. So now I want to be able to go diving and snorkeling and all that kind of cool shit. So now it's like an extra level of okay, I got to get this done. So I would be once I go diving and snorkeling,
you would feel successful as
I'm,
a swimmer.
I'm done with it.
And see, for me,
and I
it's
can
like,
do
how
it.
do you compound that? Like, I started off not being able to swim in nothing larger than 3 feet of water. You get me? And then I learned how to actually swim in a full size pool. You get me? And learn how to swim in 5+ feet. Then I got to the point where I could swim in Olympic size pools. You remember I was going to the Coliseum and shit.
Yeah,
So I can swim in Olympic size pools. And then
it's funny you bring that up. I have a little story after that too.
yeah, I stopped swimming for years, but then I started swimming in the fucking ocean and surfing and shit. And I like, oh shit, I'm an ocean swimmer now. And now I'm like paddleboarding. So now it's to the point where I'm out here in like deep ocean. So my thing is, I don't see myself as using swimming as an example. I've never seen myself as a successful swimmer. I've had moments where I've attained and met certain goals and hit certain milestones. But again, I'm never where I want to be because again, I just got to the point where I can stand up on a fucking paddleboard and like barely not fall off that shit. You get me?
Yeah.
I still want to get to a point where I can go out in deep water. And so I'm always trying to compound it. Like, even to the point, like you said, my next thing now is I have to learn how to scuba dive, right? But I only want to learn how to scuba dive because I need to be able to learn how to free dive because I want to be able to go out there, just me and my lungs, long ass fucking fins, and go out there and go spearfishing. But then once I'm spearfishing, it's like, okay, what's next? Like I'm always trying to compound on this. So
and it's like I said, it's funny you said that because when I originally before I taught you how to swim, when I started learning how to swim and really learn how to swim,
this nigga gonna say he taught me how to swim like 10 times before the episode is over.
nah, I'm nigga, look, this is facts. But before that, like when I was at Jesse Owens, not Jesse Owens, take it all the way back. When I was at
in the projects,
Red Rogers, nah, I fucked that pool. Fuck that pool. Once I almost died there, and nigga didn't go back. I was like, nigga, I learned my lesson. I know how to swim now. I'm not going back over there. Nigga, I embarrassed myself. I show how to swim everywhere else. So I went to Red Rogers, Ted Watkins. My goal was to swim the length of the pool. You know how there's a width and a length. So going. This is the funny part. At all the hood parks, in order to get to the deep end, you had to show the lifeguard you know how to swim back and forth. not the length of the pool, but the width of the pool.
The width of the pool, yeah.
So you had to go boom, boom. Once you prove you know how to do that, then they'll let you in the deep end, off the diving boards and all that shit. Me, I didn't. I took it a little step further. I was like, okay, boom, I can swim the width of the pool. Let me swim the length of the pool. So I swam the length of the pool, and after that, then I started going to the Coliseum. I'm like, nigga, this is the Coliseum. This is where real Olympic swimming niggas used to swim. So those at the Coliseum, the length of the pool is a lot longer than it is the width of the pool.
Nah, the Coliseum make you. But the Coliseum is gonna let you know if you're a real one or not. No, but if you think you know how to swim, go to the Coliseum and it's gonna answer your question.
But there's two sides. I'm saying like there's two sides to the Coliseum. There's the upper,
you know what side I'm talking about.
There's the upper pool, the public pool where everybody's at.
I'm talking about the part with that big ass diving board it's so high that it looks scary. Like still to this day, I've never jumped off that top diving board at the Coliseum.
I'm saying, and then there's the lower pool where all the professional swimmers are at. My goal back then was I'm like, okay, I can swim in a public pool, but I need to be able to hit this professional
This
Olympic fucking
size
pool. So nigga, I used to go to the Coliseum. I wouldn't even fuck with the public pool. I'll go down there with the lifeguards. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I'm trying to like, nigga, they're like, oh, you want to be? Do you want to be a lifeguard? I'm like, no, nigga, I just want to like.
Now pause right there. This is the second thing that I was saying, just about swimmers and swimming in the hood. So the first thing is that shorts taught me. I mean, about shorts. The first thing is that shorts gave me the life skill of knowing how to swim. Fuck you, bitch ass nigga, but it is what it is. The second thing is that shorts is the perfect example of the lack of and missed opportunity in the hood when it comes to aquatic sports. This nigga really is the East Side Olympian. He really is the Black Michael Phelps. Shorts, and I say this with all confidence in my soul, and the world just made it's like how Kanye on the Kanye documentary when he said, everybody's wondering what I would have did if I lost. We'll just never know now. I always wonder what would have happened if Shorts actually would have had the opportunity to go into like aquatic sports, like as a student or as a college student, and do this thing as a real thing. Because I know my nigga be Olympic medaled up.
Man, I
literally sat here and counted him break records at Ted Watkins Pool, like swimming records at Ted Watkins Pool. So I know if he was doing this shit at 16 years old with no training, that he would have been able to do this shit in a professional environment. But it shows what happens with the lack of opportunity in these spaces.
Cause that's how I got into fucking water polo car at the fucking Coliseum. I'm in that motherfucking Olympic pool swimming my fucking ass off. Like, these niggas, mind you, they don't know who I am. I don't know who they are.
You just a nigga up there swimming like a fish.
I said, look, I want to swim in this pool. Like, I want to swim. Like, I'm not dunking bitches. I mean, I was dunking bitches, but at this point, I was like, nigga, I want to prove to myself that I can hit this Olympic track pool back and forth, and niggas, pew, and it's a different size pool. So I'm like, I'm training like I'm going to the Olympics when nobody's pushing me. I'm just like in my own mind, like, nigga,
I gotta be an Olympic swimmer.
Oh God, I took that David Phelps shit serious back there. I'm like, nigga, I'm about to be leaving niggas in the water and all kind of shit. So from there, and it's like, you should pay water polo. They got some out of Jesse Owens. I go up to Jesse Owens. I'm just like, nigga, now mind you, it's the wrong fucking park to be over there trying to play some water polo. Like, nigga, I'm telling the 9-0s, like, yeah, I'm up here for water polo practice. Niggas like, water polo practice? The fuck? Cause where is you from? I said, nigga, I'm trying to play water polo. Like,
I'm from water polo, nigga. That's where I'm from.
Nigga, like, what you mean? But even with the water polo shit, like, so I went to a practice there.
I know y'all up here fucking up niggas' dreams and shit, man. He could have been the nigga to come save y'all hood park.
Nigga, it's crazy. I'm telling you. I'm up there.
Stop bothering niggas when they tell you they trying to play water polo, nigga. Let these niggas 9-0s. Let these young niggas swim in peace. This is a PSA. You know, every once in a while I gotta give my hood PSAs, right? I don't know no niggas. Do I know some niggas from 9-0? I don't know no niggas from 9-0. So I'm speaking generally. Y'all don't get offended. Y'all just take this. 9-0s. We need y'all to leave these young niggas alone at Jesse Owens. Nobody that don't got no business being at Jesse Owens don't come to Jesse Owens. Like, and it's a known fact. If you're not supposed to be there, you don't go there. Ain't no Hoover's going to Jesse Owens. Ain't no A-Trey's going to Jesse Owens. Ain't nobody else y'all don't like going to Jesse Owens. Niggas know not to go to Jesse Owens. So all y'all be doing is be up there bothering these young niggas and giving them stories to go tell on their podcast 15, 20 years from now.
Man,
please leave these young niggas alone and let them swim in peace, because y'all might be stopping the next Black Michael Phelps.
Cause nigga, I went up there for like 2 practices, and I said, at these hours,
I can't practice. Nope. The 9-0s don't let me come to practice.
Nigga, what
9-0s. Y'all gotta let these young niggas swim, man. We might have the next look. The Jesse Owens was a runner, right? Y'all park is named after an Olympic runner. It might be an Olympic swimmer that y'all been stopping from being the next fucking Jesse Owens of swimming, and y'all niggas don't even know it because y'all pressing niggas. Y'all got it. I don't know if y'all still be pressing niggas, but I'm gonna assume y'all still be pressing niggas because I know ain't shit changed too much from when I was a young nigga. So 9-0s, please leave these young niggas alone. I'm just asking you. I'm not telling y'all what to do in y'all hood. That's y'all hood, but I'm asking y'all, leave these young niggas alone.
Because the tape
continue.
To take everything the next direction.
We gonna clip that.
To take everything. To take everything to a next direction on a topic of sinking and swimming, just think about it. A lot of people who ride the mini bikes in the hood, ride dirt bikes in the hood. What do? The first they'll take it is ride a fucking jet ski, because a jet ski ain't nothing but a fucking dirt bike on the water.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you can take that, if you can take riding a mini bike to riding a jet ski, nigga, why can't you swim? Why are you on a jet ski with a life jacket?
Mm.
That don't make no sense at all. But I'm saying, like, motherfuckers be scared. The motherfuckers ain't scared. They get over that fear of falling off a dirt bike, a mini bike, motorcycle, hitting
But it's
hard
something
ass
about
pavement.
it's something about that water. And honestly, too, and I wish Jada was here with us. I might have to call TJ on this one. Part of it could be a trauma response. Like black people's relationship with the water, at least here in America, has not historically been a positive one.
I get it, but if you can get over the fear of falling off a fucking dirt bike and skinning half your face on a goddamn pavement,
I don't. Now. This is what I'll say about that. I don't think like these young niggas that be riding around the hood on mini bikes with no helmets and shit. And if you from the east, you know exactly, like, you see this shit all the time. You gonna see it soon. You probably gonna see it in like 2 months. Soon as the summer starts rolling around. But I don't think they have that fear because I don't think they know the consequences of their actions. They need to see somebody fall or see somebody get half of their face scraped off or one of their friends get hit by a fucking car. That's when you start seeing them be responsible in these mini bikes. But when they just 12, 13-year-old kid, you don't see that because they don't know the consequences yet.
Like, even taking a dirt biking, because one of the big homies, this nigga used to dirt bike. My nigga Mike. On a 9. Dirt biking all the time. He used to come back, scrape scars and all that. He used to go up over by Henry Clay, them hills by Henry Clay.
Yeah.
Up there dirt biking with J Rock and all kind of other niggas over there. They dirt biking, hitting jumps and shit, all kind of shit. Niggas be fucking themselves and all that, just fucking themselves up left and right. That don't stop them. And that translates to them wanting to get on jet skis and all that shit. But not once did it take any of these niggas to realize, like, boom, I can swim and open myself up to all kind of other aquatic activity. Like, nigga, me learning how to swim, that gave me the confidence to go parasailing. I don't give a fuck about falling off a parasail. I'm minding the water.
Yeah, like, and that's real.
Paddleboarding.
That's why I say it's a life skill though, because it opens up opportunities. Imagine if you didn't know how to drive, all the things that you wouldn't be able to do because you are unable to drive. You can't even get up and go to the fucking grocery store unless somebody wants to take you there.
Take it a step further. Me and you both drove some boats. If we ain't learn how to drive, will we be driving boats?
Come on now.
Like, I was doing donuts when I went camping a couple of years ago. I was doing donuts on a fucking lake in a boat. I didn't give a fuck if I flipped this boat. You know what I'm gonna do? Swim my ass to shore. Give a fuck. I think even get on yachts and even regular boats and all kind of shit. Niggas ain't scared to get on that type of shit and go have that type of fun. It's like, nigga, why limit yourself where you can just open?
Now, one thing, I've never been so far in the ocean where I'm truly far away from land. Like, even with me out there paddleboarding and shit like that, if something went wrong, it's gonna be a swim for sure. Yeah. But I'm gonna for sure get back to land. Like,
exactly.
I'll be out there. I got caught. I told this story, I think, before, when I got caught in a riptide while I was surfing.
Now, that was the one thing. Now that's the only thing that I can tell you I may be scared of, getting caught in a fucking riptide. But that's still more like,
nah. See, everything is a technique to it. If you get caught in a riptide, the way out of it is, number one, don't fight the tide. You don't paddle against the shit. You just paddle. You don't paddle against it. You don't paddle with it. You paddle away from it. You just go at an angle. If the riptide is going this direction and you're caught in it, and then you're trying to go this direction and it's pushing you back this direction, you just go this direction. Go at an angle.
I mean, that's the shit you won't learn until you actually get into that motherfucking situation. And
I was in the lifeguard stood right there on the shore and watched me like a real nigga supposed to. Because if he would have came in there and got in that water and tried to save me, I would have cussed his motherfucking ass out. Bitch, you know I ain't need no savior. You know when somebody needs to be saved, and I wasn't it.
I mean, like I said, a lot of people ain't ready to deal with that sink or swim mentality. And I'll speak from two different perspectives on the sink or swim mentality. When you in the hood, you already in the sink or swim mentality. You just don't know it. Like, you don't. Like, you chalk this shit up to like, oh, this is life.
Yeah, you trying to thrive or survive.
Yeah, and that's the same mentality you need to have when you're jumping into either a fucking different business adventure, a fucking different education, a different
That's why.
job. Like
That's why I
it's
compare. If we're talking about just the mentality of sink or swim, the attitude of I'm going to succeed and put everything I can into succeeding, or I'm a fail and this failure is just going to be a failure. That's why I compare that attitude to the mentality of get rich or die trying, because I think those are the two most. If we're just talking about like phrases and slogans, those are the two most like comparable slogans to each other, in the sense that
and no,
get rich or die trying really like, yeah, it's a 50 Cent album title and all of that, but it's really a mentality like
the only reason
I'm gonna either make it or fucking like I'm gonna die.
and that's the only reason I have the problem with the get rich or die trying shit because like
But if you think of sink or swim, it's the same
no,
thing. Like
it's
you're
just
gonna swim or you're gonna sink, and then in reality, take the metaphor away. What happens when you sink?
I understand that, but words have power to them. So when you say get rich or die trying, that already gives a sense of fear that doesn't help the situation. When
That's
you say
necessary.
it's not. When you say dying is permanent,
So it's sinking.
no, you can sink, but you can bounce the fuck up. You sink, you sank in the pool. What did you do? Hit that bottom, shot the fuck back up. That's the difference between the two.
So what I'm saying is sink or drown. Not I mean is drown or swim.
Yeah, because like I said, I wouldn't necessarily say like you said you can sink all day, but you can hit that bottom and boom, you back up to the top. Get rich or die trying is just like, oh, I'm gonna put all my eggs in this basket.
It's not put all my eggs in this basket.
But that's
it's
but,
I'm
but no, but when you
rich is the goal. That's the success point. And if I can't hit the success point, then I will die trying. I'm willing to die trying to hit this success point because what are my other options?
That's too permanent.
Yeah, what are my other options?
You can't. I don't want to sit here and tell people in the world that you got to get rich or die trying. You
got no. I'm saying that's my mentality, so I understand that mentality.
No, I understand that, and that's a truth. That's a truth to a lot of people. But I wouldn't necessarily want to just live off of that saying where it's like get rich or die trying, because nigga, you can get rich, you can go get rich, you can try to get rich, but if you don't, it's not like you have to die.
It's not like you have to die, but what I'm saying is,
like I said, words have power, and just tell
no, I get what you're saying, but when I say what's the alternative, some things are equal to death, and I truly believe that, like some things are truly equal to death. If you sentence somebody to a life sentence in prison, you didn't give them the death penalty or anything, but you just sentenced them to a life sentence in prison. You gave them 350 years. They are never getting out of jail. This existence is their reality. That's equivalent to death to some.
But you're not dead, so you still have an opportunity.
You still have an opportunity, but at that point, in a lot of ways, you're walking dead. So the alternative to a lot of people is equivalent to a death, because what is this like? The life that I wanted versus the life that I got, they're two non-comparable things.
It is, but at that point, you have to take inventory and understand, and not be too hard on yourself, and be like, okay, this didn't work out. I'm still alive to make something happen. Once you're dead, that's permanent.
But what I mean is, I don't mean a physical death. When 50 Cent said die trying, he probably meant, yeah, get rich or a physical death. But he also may have meant get rich or the alternative, because the alternative may not be a physical death, but it could be a death in a whole lot of other senses. It could have been that 350-year fucking sentence. It could have been a job at Burger King.
But I can understand that. It's just like you can have a get rich or die mentality in marketing. I'm gonna get rich in marketing, or my marketing career is going to die. Doesn't mean you can't resurrect yourself and go into finances. Did your marketing career die in that instance? Yes. But you can still revive yourself into something else. So I understand what you're saying, like get rich or die trying.
Yeah, find success or be at a complete loss.
Because even still, like you can go back, like I said, and I wouldn't necessarily, like I said, I wouldn't
it's going all
in a business sense. I wouldn't even necessarily call it to get rich or die trying. It's like, okay, my career in marketing might have died now. You can be successful in a couple other things and revisit marketing. So like I said, I don't necessarily want to just use to
But no,
give.
that's why I say in the example that you're using, you're using attaining success and failing at something but finding success elsewhere. That I don't believe that that's what that actually meant. Like 50 Cent meant that from a sink or swim mentality to where it was like I have to find this specific type of success, and everything else and everything other than this specific type of success is equivalent to death. Or I may die trying to attain this specific type of success.
And I don't, and like I said, and with that,
it's a gamble.
I mean,
I've said
really
that it definitely is a gamble because at that point you're gambling, you're all in. You're gambling your life on this success. But what is the alternative? Like that's the thing that I ask myself every fucking day. What is the alternative? You could get up and like I could get up and go. I could go fucking work for FedEx, nigga, and have a wonderful fucking life. I could get fucking whatever goddamn benefits FedEx gives. I could like, and I just use FedEx as an example, but I could take whatever fucking benefits they give. I could work for FedEx until I'm fucking 55 years old and goddamn retire at FedEx, whatever the hell position I made it to, right? But I might as well take a fucking bullet and put that shit like and shoot myself straight in the fucking head. If that's the life that I have for myself, and I spend the next 25 years working for FedEx and taking whatever fucking retirement benefits and health plans and all, I might as well go take my fucking Smith and Wesson and shoot myself in the head right now because this next 20 years ain't even worth it.
I mean, and actually, I'm looking at it like you gotta find a way to make it worth it. Like I say, you just because, and this is
I'm saying if that is the alternative, and that's the life that I sign up for, and I know, like if I had a psychic tell me, look, this is gonna be your life for the next 20 years.
And I said, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. What I'm saying is, like I said, dying is permanent. You're only
some things are equivalent to death.
You're only dead once you're dead. Like just because you failed horribly into something, like you can fail as horrible as you can. Doesn't mean you can't revisit that shit later.
So
it's just like
I'm not saying this is what, because I want to be very clear about this. I'm not saying failure is equivalent to death. I'm saying to have I'm not even going to say to have a goal that you have set. To have a goal that you went all in on, to bet your entire life on accomplishing this goal, and there is you've decided that there is no other alternative lifestyle for you. This is the life that you are going to live, and nothing else will work for you.
I'm saying until you yourself give up on that dream or that goal, then you still have a fighting chance.
But that's where the die trying part comes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like people take that shit to the extreme. If you ain't hit your goal in 5 years, 10 years, don't mean you should give up. What I'm saying, if you're limiting yourself, saying, okay, I'm giving myself a time frame.
I mean, some people got goals they got to give up on because they may not be realistic goals. That's the part we got to be realistic about too.
But you can't. Like I'm saying, like there's no, unless you're fucking physically dead, you shouldn't give up on the goals you have. It might just not be your time. You might have to fail hard again. For that, I always use the example of the 40-year-old rapper. I mean, it's just like the 40-year-old ball player. That's a better example. The ball player, you can rap. Nigga, 2 Chainz made it.
How many? And that's why I use the example of the 40-year-old rapper. I'm saying because people only use. But no, one example of the 40-year-old rapper that made it. A more permanent death would be a nigga that's 42 trying to make it to the league. That's a more permanent death. So you tell me, I'm saying like niggas who play basketball, if he bet his whole fucking life on trying to make it to the NBA. If you don't make it, I wouldn't necessarily say, okay, it's time to blow your brains out. You ain't make it. Like you hit 25 and you ain't in the league yet. But if you 35 and you still trying to get drafted into the NBA, maybe you should go and find a new goal. No, you should have been found a new goal. But I'm saying,
but I understand what you're saying.
So it's not. I can't.
But that's
so I can't attribute it directly to like finding success at a specific goal. It's a mentality that I have to succeed because what is the alternative?
At that point, you need to learn acceptance.
Yeah, but that's
if you can't accept that you failed at this goal and understand like this was not meant to be for you, that's your problem.
Then yeah, you got to learn how. At that point, yeah, you got to learn how to get rich another way.
I'm saying like people, and that's an important part of life, learning acceptance along with failure. This might not be for you.
I think this is where we have to ask, where's the line between a goal and a milestone?
I mean, it's called reality. In reality, there is on certain things you want to do.
Because a goal is something that you can set and you can accomplish it, and like you can get there, you can grow from it, you can work for it and work towards it. Like a milestone is just a stop along the way.
In reality, there are some things you want to do have a fucking expiration date on it, and you have to accept that.
Again, using the 40-year-old rapper or the 35-year-old ball player, right? They could see that rap career or that ball career as their goal, when them going through those motions could have just been a milestone in their life.
I said, I don't want to use the rap. I don't want to use the rapping career because you can rap as long as you're fucking alive.
We're talking about success though.
But I'm saying
I can rap fucking. I can still rap circles around a nigga.
You can have.
Am I gonna be? If I start rapping tomorrow, nigga, if I go drop, I mean, I might.
Oh, you could be a one hit.
If I go drop a mixtape tomorrow, 9 times out of 10, am I gonna be Drake? Is my shit gonna go hit like So Far Gone?
Oh no, in reality, no.
Am I gonna drop a Take Care tomorrow?
But you can always be a one hit wonder. There's.
But I'm saying though, I don't see it. Now we're talking about success. But I don't see a one hit. Trinidad James is not a successful rapper to me. There's nothing you can say on earth to make me feel like Trinidad James is a successful rapper. Trinidad James had a successful moment at rap, but you're not going to sit here and look me in my face and tell me that Trinidad James is a successful rapper.
He has a better opportunity to come back than a 35-year-old ball player. There's more hope and there's more a chance of success being a rapper at a old age than there is a ball player. Once you literally, there's a physical limit on being any type of athlete. That's why I'm using the example of an athlete, because it's a more permanent.
But no,
so like a permanent end to athlete.
Because there's other things that go into it. Could that be looked at as a mentality? Because again, we're talking about the mentality. Could that be looked at as a mentality of sink or swim? I have to find success in this at my own efforts, or be a complete failure.
No, in the case of rapping, it depends on how with your level of success is. It depends on being an athlete. No, there is a physical,
and you didn't make the cut before this physical barrier became an issue, so you sunk. Why doesn't matter.
No.
Why you failed does not matter, and that's one thing people have to learn.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
The excuse don't count.
No, that's what I'm saying. In the realm of sports athletes, if you don't make it to the league by a certain amount of time, it does not matter what you do after the age of 30. You are not making it to the NBA unless you luck up and get on a G League team and be a backup or a fucking bench player or something like that. That is the bare minimum, and that's barely likely to happen. As a rapper, you can hit 30 and you can hit 35, 40, and you still can fuck around and come out with a hit
on accident.
So it's a little bit, it's more, that's why I use the sports example, because it's a little bit more definite to the get rich or die trying mantra, opposed to the sink or swim. Sink or swim, nigga, as a rapper, you can sink or swim and you might have just drowned. You didn't even
you might not even drown, you just sunk a little bit.
Yeah. And then if you decide to quit, you just decided to quit and didn't really try to push yourself further and set goals and try to get to where you're trying to go. As an athlete, nigga, once you hit that 30,
so let's take the entertainers out of it and let's speak generally now. Because again, I see sink or swim as a mentality equivalent to a saying, and I'm trying to think of something else that I can compare it to, but that's the closest comparable, I guess, like slogan. But It's a mentality comparable to like a saying like "get rich or die trying," and just basically meaning that I have to find success at whatever this is through my own effort, like through these efforts, or I'm a fail, and and I accept that failure. And well, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that I accept that failure, but I'm going to succeed or I'm going to fail, and there is nothing in between. That's the mentality.
There is, but like I said, a lot of that it depend. It really does depend on almost on case to case basis. Just
You're saying you fail when you quit.
I'm saying in certain things,
In certain things,
because there
failure finds you whether you want to accept that you failed at it or not.
exactly because there's certain things that are more permanent than others. So if you wanted to be a successful comedian, it just goes that goes right into the rap game. You got to work as hard as you want to, as far as you want to make it.
But you could be a successful comedian at 70 years old.
Exactly. It's like you want to be a chef. You might suck at cooking for the first 40 years of your life. You might get a recipe at 45.
And now you got you didn't invented grandma cookies.
Some shit like that. Exactly. So it kind of depends on what you want to do. But like I said, there comes that realization that if this is what you want, and you know there's a time limit on your success, and you don't reach where you're trying to go by the time you hit that time limit, like I said, just the only one I can think of is, like I said, that's really permanent up front is probably like sports.
So let's think of something. Because I think those are actually the anomalies to where those are goals that have
time limits,
specific time limits. Those are the anomalies. Those are things with physical barriers, age barriers, fucking. I wouldn't even say location barriers because you can always get the fuck up and leave. So yeah, just like with those type of barriers that you have no control over, the variables that you can't control.
Yeah, because outside of that, like I said, when anything in entertainment, there's still a chance. Like there's always a chance.
Yeah, that's why I say I remove that. But just generally speaking, I mean, again, it's the mentality.
I mean, even let's put it like in retail. In retail, your goal can be, hey, I want to be regional manager of whatever the fuck. You can work at a job for 5, 10+ years and not even hit a management level. I don't see people in retail not even hit management. In 5, 10 years, they've been at that job. I'm just like, a nigga like me come in, boom. I'm lead, assistant manager.
Y'all has been here 2 years now. You running the whole fucking store. And
all kind of
shit. You talking about? I've been here a decade. What happened?
Exactly. So it goes into the level of effort you put into shit. It goes into how bad you really want the shit. Are you willing to do and take the necessary step to get to where you want to go? Like I said, because there could be all kind of, like I said, I'm not gonna say that the odds are stacked against people, but when you get everybody gets the same odds, I want to kind of like it. Like depending on the job and situation, because white people.
Everybody, I was just gonna say, everybody definitely don't get the same odds.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's when external factors start playing into shit. But realistically, everybody get the same odds. Everybody got the same 24 hours in a day. Like if you want to be the best at what you do, there's steps you can take to get there. Now, when you get acknowledged for being the best that you can do, sometimes that's not the case. You will not, because like I said, that them external factors kick in.
So this is what I'm asked, and are we, me and you, because I want to start rapping and getting towards the end, because I want to make sure we give some young people advice this week. Are me and you in agreement or disagreement on this topic?
I mean,
like just from your point of view, because I have my opinion, but I want to know what you say. That
with sink or swim?
Yeah, just on the whole mentality of sink or swim. Do you agree with that phrase, with that mentality, with people being able to find success with that mentality or finding failure? Like, how do you feel about it overall? And do you feel like
I want to say
you
more
feel like I feel?
I want to say more people have the sink or swim mentality than it is the get rich or die trying. Now, the get rich or die trying mentality, I want to say it's more of a more recent generational thing than it is the sink or swim mentality.
Because it was influenced by 50, like.
Yeah, and even with the get rich or die trying, a lot of older generations had that same mentality, but it was different circumstances.
They didn't have words for it.
It was just like just think about it. Like, I'm pretty sure in slavery, when black people were still slaves.
And they needed to buy themselves out.
I want to say with slavery is a more get rich or die trying mentality than it is a sink or swim. It's like we have literally no choice to get the fuck out of this situation, or these niggas gonna kill us.
And see, that's why I I think this might be one of those things where we might be saying the same thing in different versions. Because again, I see it as a mentality, a thought process, a way of thinking.
And no, it definitely is. It's just like I said, depending. The way I'm looking at it is like there's more sink or swim is more of a progressive kind of thing where there's a lot more hope in it. Like there's more optimism in it.
No,
Get rich or die trying. Like I said, I'm saying it's just how I feel about it.
I think because one of them is tied to the, I don't even want to say death, but the thought of death, that it has that negative connotation to it, to where it's like, I don't want to die if I fail.
And not even just like, okay, dude, like nigga, I don't know, like this is the end if I don't make it.
But no, that's
because let me ask you,
that's my mentality, and I think that's how I feel when I hear both of those phrases. Because again, it goes back to my question: what's the alternative? Like you can fail, and you can not have whatever success that you were after and that you sought after, and you can fail. But if you don't, like you said, the race is over when you quit. If you don't keep trying and vying for that success and keep trying to get rich or keep trying to get whatever it is that you're trying to gain, then you quit. The race is over. At that point, what the fuck is the alternative? What else? Like, what do you do? That's literally the only thing that keeps me going throughout the day, because I have to ask myself, what the fuck is the alternative? I've been trying to get rich since I was 13 years old. Like I've literally been telling myself I'm gonna be rich as fuck since I was 13 years old. And I've been actively working all through my fucking 20s, like over a decade at this point. Like I worked, there was there was a point in time where I worked multiple jobs, 3-4 jobs simultaneously. I started fucking companies. I've done app trap and all type of shit. So like my eggs, like you say, my eggs are in this basket, but what's the fucking alternative?
I mean, like I said to you, the alternative might be death, which is working at FedEx.
And then now that's what I was finna say. I'm not gonna say it. I would go and like, of course, I'm not finna sit here and fucking put a bullet in my fucking brain because something didn't work out.
But then then, like,
nigga, working at FedEx till you 60.
But even then, like, if you decide to work at FedEx till you're 60, then you just literally killed yourself.
And it goes back to what I said. That is the equivalent of death compared to what it is, compared to the goals that I have and the success that I'm seeking out. If I was to sign up tomorrow and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go work at FedEx, and I'm gonna stay here till I'm 60 years old. I mean, I might as well go fucking shoot myself.
The only reason I say that, because it's a nigga somewhere in a third world country that would wish, like, nigga,
that he had that opportunity to work.
And you like, oh, this is death, or this motherfucker looking like, nigga, that's swimming to me. So it goes back to a personal,
because it goes back now. That goes to the relativity of success. What do you feel is successful, and what do I feel is successful?
And that's where we have to take into consideration some things where it's just like, okay, I know I personally probably failed myself, but I still have a good life. Like you can't. Like,
no, I'm never. Let me make sure I say this, because I don't know how this came out, or I am never complaining about the circumstances of my life, lifestyle, or livelihood. I love my fucking life. I've worked very hard to get here.
I'm just saying it in the sense of, nigga, if you did spend the next 25 years of your life at FedEx, to you, that might just been a death sentence. But in reality, is that a death sentence? No.
Yeah, no. Again, it goes back to, like I just said, for me and for the success, I don't even like the word success. For the things that I'm trying to accomplish out of my life, for the things that I want out of life, 25 years especially at this point, because again, like we were saying in the beginning, I know how filet mignon tastes. Like I know what this shit tastes like on this side. So, like, for me to just go back to FedEx, not go back, but for me to go work at FedEx for 25 years
Sometimes you
and
gotta,
just have fucking hamburger helper every single night.
sometimes you gotta
I'm
humble yourself.
it's not about humility. That's a small moment on the way to getting somewhere. I understand that. I'm talking about me signing up and and accepting this as the alternative to the lifestyle that I wanted to live. And taking hamburger helper every fucking day for the next 25 years when I was just working my ass off for filet mignon.
I'm just saying, sometimes that's them the cards you dealt.
Nah, because that's the thing. My shit is not timed to age or my shit is not like basketball. My shit is not attributed to age or my fucking knees or my physicality or anything like that. So the only thing that prevents me from getting to this goal is whatever prevents me from getting to that goal.
I mean, no, I completely understand. This is, I think, at the same time, like I said, there has to be a level of realization. You have to have a level of realization and acceptance where you're just like, okay, boom, this didn't happen.
I'm not going to the NBA,
but I can
go work at FedEx for 25 years.
No, I can still like this working at FedEx for 25 years might just put me back in a situation to go do something else that I really want to. Like, you have, it's a lot.
I ain't going to the NBA, but I could probably go coach high school basketball.
I mean, like I said, then there's another point. You got to grow at some point. Like, you can't stay stagnant. Like, it's a lot of little factors that go into it. Cause like, there's some people that do grow. Like,
so what if I go work at FedEx, but I get the FedEx and just start moving up that motherfucking ladder. I start as a box stocker. And then I move up, and now I'm running the whole fucking regional warehouse and I was gonna entire West Coast.
I was gonna say that, and now you making the same level. Now you making a shitload of money.
I still feel like a failure.
I mean, that can't nobody help that but you,
because even with me accomplishing all those feats and leaps and bounds and making all these accomplishments within this 25 years that I spent at FedEx, right? It still ain't what I wanted. It was the alternative, and it wasn't even the alternative that I vibed for.
At that point, you got to learn how to let that shit go. Because that 25-year job at FedEx, you probably invested in some shit and made you a shitload of money.
No,
but you're going to be sad.
It was 25 years. It was 25 years at FedEx. I moved up and made money.
No.
I want yachts.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Think about it. You probably been working at FedEx for 25 years, and you took one of them paychecks from FedEx, invested it in a fucking stock.
That's a maybe. How the reality of that happening?
It's a very valid reality, because some people, you can invest in stock that should blow up.
I'm saying that is a maybe. That's in like.
But I'm saying
we have to we gotta work in like reality, because people do that, but more than likely, even if you invest in stocks, that's just gonna give you a slow growth. Like, it's not.
No, all I'm saying is
the chances of you investing your money into this one stock and then you hitting the jackpot on that one stock, it's better than hitting the lotto, but it's not likely.
But all I'm saying is, what I'm hearing from you is, if you don't make it in this industry that you want to make it in, everything else.
I'm not talking about industry.
I'm saying whatever business industry that you want to make it in. If you fail in that,
I'm not talking about industry. I'm not talking about business. I'm talking about points of success in life. That's the reason why I use the example, get rich or die trying.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if your goal is to grow your business,
not milestones goals.
I'm saying if your goal is to grow this business or be in this industry for 100 years and make a fuckload of money and whatever you choose to do, if you don't make it in that, but then you have to settle for this where you still make a fuckload of money in your head, I'm a failure. Yeah. Get over yourself. You still made it. You still made it. You still were successful.
You didn't get rich.
No, I'm just saying, if you don't get rich in what you want to get rich in, but you still get rich.
If you look,
let me ask you this: the jewelry business doesn't go anywhere like the jewelry business does not make you 100 million like you wanted to.
All right, hold on. No. A perfect example is this: is real estate versus jewelry.
Okay, let me ask you the question. Exactly. So, no, but I feel like I feel like in a way they're both on the same level. So we have to take both of them, because you actively sought out both of those. So take them both out.
Yeah, but I had instant success in jewelry. I had to work to find success as a real estate agent.
I would feel, to me, just looking on the outside, I feel like you would still take pride in both of them if they both succeeded. if you was a fucking shoe salesman that made you a fuckload of money in shoe sales, but you didn't make it in real estate or gold, would you still feel like a failure?
No, because the goal. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm taking out. I think I used this analogy before. I'm here in LA, but I got a road trip to Lancaster. It's 3 ways you can take to get to Lancaster. I know, well, it's multiple ways you can take to get to Lancaster. If you want to like get particular and shit, it's probably you can break the route down in probably 5, 6 different ways if you want to get changing shit up. It's street routes, all kind of shit. Hold on. So, what I recognize is you might want to go to Lancaster one day and it might be blocked on the 405 or the fucking the 101 might have way too much traffic going on, so you have to take alternate routes and shit. You might try to take the fucking 110 to the 5, and then for some reason it's a fucking accident when you get there, so now you got to go. It's different ways that you take to get to Lancaster. How the fuck you get to Lancaster does not matter. All that matters is that you left LA and you got to Lancaster in the end. It might have took you longer with this route. You might have had to double back and divert, or you might have had to go through the mountains. Whatever the fuck route that you took to get to the destination is irrelevant. So all that matters is you came from here and you made it to here.
So this is my question. Like I said, this is my question to you. If your goal is, like you said, a lot of this,
I don't give a fuck as long as I get to where I'm going.
That's what I'm saying. It's predicated on money. So if you don't make $100 million,
but I make 99,
it's a failure.
No.
So if you make $100 million in some shit that you 2 years from now didn't even know you were going to be interested in,
jury.
I'm saying take.
No, I'm just saying like jury is. I didn't.
No, but
I fucking never knew I was going to be doing this shit.
But that's what I'm saying. If you don't make your $100 million off of jewelry, but you make it off of selling fucking weave hair, would you be disappointed?
No, because my goal was, and I can say this openly. My goal was never to fucking be a successful jeweler. Like I did not. Right? My goal was to make money. My goal was to create companies that could grow and be sustainable and successful.
So even if you had this 25 year career in FedEx and somehow managed to hit 100 million, would you feel like you not hit your goal?
Of course I wouldn't, because at that point the goal was still accomplished. It wasn't. I didn't have to exercise the alternative.
I mean, I
say FedEx because that was the first thing that came to mind. But I don't use FedEx as a place of like, if you can accomplish your goal at FedEx and FedEx can help you get to that place of success that you see and seek, then yeah, go for it. But I know if we're talking about Juju Great,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Juju Great cannot give 25 years to FedEx because Juju Great wants a fucking yacht. So FedEx cannot give Juju Great a fucking yacht.
They gave plenty of niggas yachts. The higher you go,
look,
that's what I'm saying.
The place that I would have in FedEx and the ceiling that I would be able to hit as a FedEx employee.
Because you're limiting yourself.
I'm not limiting myself.
Yes, you are. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Now we're going to talk about statistics.
Okay, see
that word that you struggle with.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like
we're going to talk about statistics. Statistically, how many people can come into a company like FedEx?
You're limiting yourself.
Hold on, I'm not limiting myself. I'm being a realist, just like you were talking about the 35-year-old rapper. Okay, I'm being a realist.
But is it possible?
Fucking, it's possible for a nigga to go walk on Mars right now. But how realistic is that shit to go fucking happen?
But it's possible.
Possible and plausible are two different things.
Okay, but it's like what I'm saying is
it's possible, but I'm gonna agree with you right there. It's definitely possible. It is not plausible.
I would say depending.
It is not plausible because statistically,
that's your goal.
No,
like go back to goal.
Statistically, how many people can? My goal is not to fucking go run FedEx, but how many people can come into FedEx as a fucking box pusher? I don't even know what the entry level position at FedEx would be, or even a management position at FedEx would be. How many people come in? Let's leave entry level out of this. How many people come into FedEx in a management position and work there until they're in a position where they can actually afford to purchase a fucking yacht? You go if you can give me two.
I'm pretty sure it's the same. It's the same amount of fucking It's the same thing as a nigga go work at Target. It's the same thing as a nigga go work at AT&T. It's the same thing nigga work at any job. You go there and put in as much work as possible. If this is the job that you think that's gonna make you that $1,000,000,
You a sucker.
If not, people have done it. People have done it. I'm saying it may not be the path you want to take, but it's not like no one's
Plausible versus possible.
but it's done. It's happened.
Okay.
It's just like what you're doing is a lot more impossible.
Plausible.
No. What you're doing, starting your own business, is a lot more harder to go work at a job and move up in the company.
To the point where you get yacht money.
Yes, yachts don't cost that goddamn. Y'all saying people do it.
The kind of yacht I want, nigga. Yes.
The people.
I know. Look, I didn't look at. I'm so motherfucking serious about this shit, nigga. I didn't looked up the fucking boats I want. Like I'm dead serious when I talk. You've known me long enough to know. You've seen me since childhood. When I say I truly want something, you know, because I'm not really into things like that.
And
so when I want something, I want it.
But what I'm saying is
the type of yacht that I want, I can't even get that motherfucker used for less than like $5-10 million.
What I'm saying is, like I said, it's not the path that you may want to take to get to where you're going might not be the path. People have to give up on their dreams all the fucking time, but doesn't make them less successful when they get successful in another avenue.
I'm not saying finding success in different avenues doesn't means you're a failure. That means that you didn't find success at what you were initially seeking success in. And I completely agree with you with that. But what I'm saying is we're not going to sit up and act like somebody that was sitting up. We're not going to act like Juju that was sitting up trying to get a motherfucking yacht that said, fuck it. I give up. I'm gonna go work at FedEx and work at FedEx for 25 fucking years. Even if that nigga got to $100,000 fucking position at FedEx, we are not gonna act like, yes, he has success in that moment and in that space and in that lifestyle that he chose, but he was still a fucking failure in his true goals and his true desires and true fucking success because he never got that fucking yacht that he wanted.
And look, and all I'm saying is
get rich or die trying, nigga. Sink or swim.
Like I said,
get the fucking yacht, nigga, or go work at FedEx, nigga. Those are the only fucking options you got.
I'm just saying, that's the option you're giving yourself. Stop limiting yourself.
Well, I like those options then, because if I know, because this is why I asked what's the alternative. If I know the only fucking alternative to my yacht is a 25, 30 fucking,
you ain't gonna do it,
a 30-year career at FedEx. No, I'm gonna get my motherfucking yacht. And I'm gonna do every fucking thing on earth that I gotta do to get my fucking yacht, because I cannot take, like, I'd shoot myself. And I'm not like, I done said that shit 3 times on this episode, but anybody that knows Juju know the last thing I would ever do is take myself out. Like, I just ain't, I ain't got it in me. I would shoot myself before I ever sign up for that shit.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, I'm not limiting myself on anything to reach my
police goal. Coming. We finna get up out of here. Yeah. Get these young people your advice before the feds kick in the door, man.
Learn how to swim, niggas.
Niggas learn how to swim. Young people, sink or swim. And I
ain't gonna give them that option. Swim. That's swim. I'm not even gonna give them that option. Just swim.
Swim. You know what? Yeah, that's I say that. Don't give yourself the opportunity to sink. There's always gonna be a space for failure, and you're always gonna come across failures, but the race ain't over till it's over, man. And what's the alternative? Like, that's shit. Whenever you feeling like the race is getting rough, you just gotta run harder, run faster. Because what's the alternative, man? You can get that yacht, or you can work at FedEx for 25 years, man. But
I'm saying you can still get that yacht if you work at FedEx for 25 years. Don't think you can swim. There ain't no dying or ain't no sinking, nigga. Just swim. Keep running. Ain't none of that. Like, this
plausibility or possibility,
nigga,
man.
Just make it.
I ain't saying that you can't, but plausibility versus possibility. This gonna be one of those ones where we disagree, like where we gotta agree to disagree. I love you, my nigga. But we ain't gonna find no middle ground on this one.
Nah, I'm gonna get it however the fuck I have to get it.
Look, man.
Y'all niggas know where to find us.
Tell the people where they find you at, man. We finna go out to this brick.
Y'all niggas know where to find me at. Shorts 1,000 on Twitter. David Nike 1,000 on Instagram. Y'all niggas know.
Yeah, you want to follow me? You can follow me on Instagram at FlyHighJew. You can follow me on Twitter at JUJUTHAG. Follow the show at Keep It 1000 Pod. Keep It 1000 Pod on Instagram. Any questions, comments, any cool shit you want to talk, send us a DM. Short's going to get back to you because I'm not. As always, this episode and every episode was brought to you by 1000 Pieces Jewelry Co., the cool creative jewelry company where you can get any custom jewelry piece you can think of. If you can think it, they can make it. And just for our 1,000 listeners, because you know we love y'all so much, go to our online store, and when you check out your order, enter promo code 1000. We have to switch it up. That's the number 1000. 1THOUSAND. Enter promo code 1000 for 10% off the final price of your order. You have financing options. There's always different sales going on. Lots of cool, like I said, lots of cool creative items that were pre-made from the brain of yours truly. And we even do custom pieces if you want to create something from the ground up. If you can think it, we can make it, man. That's the best I can do for you. Listen to this Safe and Warm, and we about this thing.
Safe and warm. I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it. If you go, then you can wear my hoodie, I'll just thug it. You still love me if I had it all, or I was struggling. Lambo or the bucket. She said, baby, turn me on. Treat me like your phone. Hold me tight and let me slide into your car. She says I'm the go. No one made me feel like this before. If we on the bed or on the floor, you always keep me safe and warm. I'm in your city, I can't stay for long. The streets is dead, the fuck we waiting on. When I'm with you, you make me feel at home.
Hey,
Safe and warm.
safe and warm.